everyone. Thanks for coming back to check out another review of a speaking sample. Before we begin, could I ask that if you enjoy the content or you find it helpful, make sure to at least leave a like and subscribe. This supports us because we are providing free and useful content. So today we're going to listen to a sample question number 1, and then afterwards we will discuss why it is a good response and what you can do to imitate this example.
Do you agree or disagree with the following statement? Children should receive money for doing household tasks such as cleaning. Use specific examples and details to support your opinion.
I don't think it's a good idea for children to receive money doing chores. First of all, this gives children a concept that there needs to be a reward for helping with family affairs. I grew up in a family where helping each other is encouraged, just out of love, not for money. Secondly, how much should we give for chores? Do we need to do a price list for all the different chores in the house? If children get $5 for doing the dishes, what about the laundry, taking out the trash? While I agree with assigning chores to children to teach responsibilities, I don't think it's a good idea to give money.
So let's talk about this response based on the 3 marking criteria, which are delivery, language use, and topic development. So first of all, let's start off with delivery. Overall, she does an excellent job with her delivery because it's well-paced, very fluid manner when she speaks, and she managed to speak for the entire time, and the speech is very clear, very easy to understand, and intelligible. Although there are some difficulties with some pronunciation, so she does sometimes drop the ending of words where she shouldn't, this isn't a big issue because it doesn't affect our ability to understand her. So we can say she's done a good job here and probably would score in the 4 category, which is the top mark. Now how about language use? Again, overall, language use is pretty good. We'll divide it into 2 sections. So first of all, grammar-wise, you'll notice that there are no real significant grammar mistakes. There are 1 or 2 minor errors. So for example, she says to teach responsibilities instead of responsibility, singular. But apart from that, there are no real grammar mistakes that can affect understanding. We can understand the idea she's expressing very clearly, therefore she does a good job with grammar. Now in terms of language use, again, she does quite a good job. Generally speaking, she uses very simple and direct words. But what she does well is she makes good use of collocations, that is, words that usually go together. So for example, she says, doing the dishes, taking out the trash. So she does a good job there. She also uses a few less common words. For example, she talks about teaching children the concept. So that was a good word to use, concept. And then she also refers to assigning chores. That's pretty good. And the final thing which we can say in terms of vocabulary is, you notice she didn't repeat the question word for word. Instead, she paraphrased by changing a few of the words in the question. So that's something to remember for question number 1. Avoid repeating the question word for word, rather paraphrase, at least change a few of the words. Because if you repeat it word for word, it shows the examiner that your vocabulary is weak. So you want to avoid that. Now how about topic development? Well, again, she's able to speak continuously without losing her train of thought, and her ideas flow together smoothly. We can see the logical connection between the ideas and the example. So she gives her first idea, and the example she gives is very short and simple, but yet it makes the point. And that's really what you want to do as well, is give a short, simple example that illustrates the point you're trying to make. She does something interesting with her second example. She uses a rhetorical question to provide her reason. So she says, how much should we give for chores? And really that drives home the point of why it doesn't make sense to pay for chores. Finally, she concludes by referring back to the question and her introduction and makes a contrast, pointing out that whilst it is a good idea to give children chores, it probably isn't a good idea to pay them for it because the negatives outweigh the positives. So a very nice conclusion. Now bear in mind that a conclusion isn't necessary for question 1 because you only have 45 seconds. But if you are going to do one, this is a good approach to refer back to the beginning, link everything back to the beginning, rephrase the idea that you're trying to express. So we can say that pretty much across all the 3 points for delivery, for language use and topic development, she would score a 4 on the scale of 1 to 4. So this is 25 and above. So how can you imitate her example? Make sure your speech is clear and easy to understand so you can score well on delivery. For language use, keep your language simple, but every now and again you can use a less common word or two. That's fine. Make sure your grammar is accurate. And then on topic development, make sure there is a logical sequence from beginning to end and that anyone listening can follow what you're saying very clearly. So I hope both this sample and the feedback will be useful for you to help you improve. And again, if you found this content useful, please don't forget to leave a like, to subscribe, and we'll see you next video.